racing Spyro 3 on 2024 is the year of the dragon, so it seems very appropriate. Yeah, category is 100 egg. We're going to be doing a decent bit of the game, so we'll get going when we are ready.
Yeah.
Oh, I think maybe my mic just turned on.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Well, I'm good to go. Are you?
Good to go.
Cool. All right, we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
You're on the
Probably
wrong
helps
menu.
if I'm on the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spyro 2 always throws me off that because it's only the one. Spyro
Yeah,
3 and the 2.
yeah.
Oh, I'm all good on cutscene crash. I'm
Man, I got the bad RNG.
Yeah.
Thank you. 3. Oh,
yeah.
we'll calibrate it on this
Yeah.
one. Sorry, there's a bit of luck with the intro loading, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Ah. Cool. So we will be collecting these eggs. This is the goal of the category. There are 150 in the game total. They're like the main collectible. But normally you need 100 of them to unlock the final boss fight, and so that's what you would need to beat the game. There is a skip that allows you to not do that and makes the run about half as long. That's what you'd see in any %. But 100 egg is like the no major skips category that shows off a lot more of the game.
Cool. This is where it gets dicey.
Yeah. No, we both missed it.
Nah.
Yeah,
the backup's not working for me.
It's all good. So we both went for something there called a corpse proxy. There's a kind of mechanic in this game where a lot of hitboxes are like Spyro can pass through them if he's charging, but not if he's not charging. And so and that includes a lot of like enemy dead bodies after you kill them. And so if you kill an enemy and then like jump into its hitbox and then tap X, you'll be not charging very briefly. The game will like eject you out, and then you're charging again, and the momentum from that gets carried into the charge. Hopefully you'll see that soon, but
yeah.
that's a big if when we're in a race setting and not on our normal setup.
Yeah, luckily in Sunny Villa, you can just run through the level as normal, but there will be a skip later where unless we collect about 300 gems to skip into something in Molten Crater, we will be sort of forced into reset hell.
Yeah, but both of us are doing the slightly risky route of not collecting gems. Gems are like the minor collectible in the game. There's 20,000 of them. You see we got some there. We won't be getting any in this run. We won't need to get any. We'll get some just like as we go through the game.
All right, I got the notoriously hard little skip waterfall. There is an easier backup known as Whirlwind Bypass. It's a little bit slower, but it means we're going to be entering Sheila's out before Cloud Spires.
Okay, very good that we both got that first try. That's another reset point.
I was really concentrating for that because you can be stuck there for ages.
So yeah, that's a swim in air. There are lots of ways to do that in this game. Basically, swimming is not water, like deep water is not really a thing. You just have planes that make you swim when you charge through them or head back through them. And so if you can hit one of those from out of bounds, you can get swim in air. The one we did is actually slightly different because you're not hitting it. It's not really water that you're intended to swim in. There just happens to be like a little bit of swim trigger that can be hit. But yeah, we'll see more of those.
Yeah, because typically the way it works is if you're able to swim in a level, you should be able to find swim in airs if the game allows you to.
Yeah, there is one level where there is swimmable water and no known way to get a swim in air.
Yeah.
I think we do slightly different routes here in Sheila, but this is our first like side character level playing as not Spyro. There's going to be a few of these. It's something they introduced in Spyro 3, the other characters you can play as.
Yeah, and even though they also added side character levels, they also made them all escort missions, basically.
Yeah.
Which is okay in this category. The 3 eggs are really easy to get, really quick. So nothing too big of a deal. But yeah, I'll be exiting on this egg, whereas Dact will exit on the one in the cave. There's not much time difference between the two routes.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we'll be entering Cloud Spires. For a long time, Cloud Spires was the second level that we would be entering, which is with the trick whirlwind bypasses I spoke of before. But just a slight route difference, a little bit quicker, but not by much.
Yeah. Yeah, most runners will be doing Cloud second and the Whirlwind Swim. Also, I didn't even mention how we got into Sheila's Alp. Like, you're supposed to pay money bags, I think 300 or 400 gems to get in there.
Yeah, 300 gems.
But any level that's not unlocked yet, the portal is just stored out of bounds underneath where it will end up. And so you can, if you can get out of bounds with a swim in air or a glide or something, you can just get into, you can hit the trigger for the level, even when it's not accessible yet.
Yeah, because skipping into portals is a big part of the category 80%. But in this category, we're pretty much exclusively just using it to skip into side characters. As through the egg collection, we'll be able to enter all the other levels. As side characters require gems to enter levels, whereas just the main levels require eggs if they are unlocked.
So this thing we're doing right now, Sun Seeds, it's really fun because it's a lot of tight movement to do it quickly. It's the longest egg that we get in this run in terms of the amount of time it takes. There's a lot of flexibility when routing this category because, as I said, there's 150 eggs total. There's 146 that you could, in theory, get in this run. But we only need 100, so there's a lot of flexibility in finding the fastest ones. Or if you don't like the strat for a certain egg, you can replace it with something else.
So yeah, here I've noticed Dak actually went for the Fluffy Flame.
I haven't softlocked there in a run ever, so.
Because there is something where you can softlock if you flame and then hit start in a weird way. So there I decided to take it easy. I just really didn't.
That'll be your problem if you're hitting start.
True.
Just hit triangle.
Yeah, because I use triangle everywhere else. For some reason that section I just love using start. But yeah, this is just basically going through as intended, but we will be using a early thief strat here. Because basically, all the thieves basically in the game can be collected quicker than the game really intends you to. Basically, we're doing a weird sort of trick there where we're actually using our momentum from a jump. And we store that as we come out of the level, and we're actually able to smash on X to get a glide out to get up to that top section earlier. Because without doing that, you have to do this big wraparound to be able to get up to that top level.
Yeah, and pay more gems as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so after a little bit in the home world here, first Fady and then me will be having to do our bore proxy, which is the thing we mentioned earlier that we actually have to get in this route. We get 2 attempts before we start losing time, which is nice, but yeah, we do kind of have to get it. We're both practicing it a little bit before, or at least I was, before the race started. Yeah,
because in this category you can luckily do a death abuse sort of exploit to get one of the eggs that you get later on in the level in Molten Crater. So that essentially gives us those 2 tries to get ball proxy without really losing time. Okay,
nice,
luckily I got a first try. So that's different from the corpse proxy that you saw in Study Villa. What we're actually using there is an animation proxy. We're basically using our glide and the animation of the ball charging at you to propel ourselves in the air with a charge.
So I didn't get it, so I'm going to go for this egg death abuse. We death abuse as we get the egg. It counts as collecting it, but we respawn back at the beginning. And there.
Very nice.
Nice. So even though I got it second try, that's not going to lose me any time. It's because I don't have to get that egg on the little ledge at the end, whereas Fady will have to go back for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so here we are. We're skipping into the Sergeant Bird minigame early. We haven't collected Sergeant Bird yet, but basically even minigame portals you can just skip into early for the most part.
Yeah, all the loading zones are way bigger than they need to be, so they often bleed out of the terrain a little bit.
So yeah, the egg I'm getting here, this is where Dact will end the level, but I have to wrap around to get the egg at the start without doing the death abuse.
So I guess to mention the like the way the game works in terms of progression, the game's split into 4 homeworlds, and there are a bunch of levels in each. There are 5 levels that you actually have to beat to get to the next homeworld. There's like 2 levels that are always unlocked, 2 that are unlocked with a certain egg count, and then 1 side character level that you're supposed to have to pay for, but we won't. And then, yeah, once you've beaten all of those 5 levels, you can progress to the next part of the game. And that's all you would have to do in any percent. But obviously, we'll be detouring a lot more than that. Make sure we've got that 100 eggs by the end of the run to unlock the boss.
Yeah, because I'm typically like from an any percent background. So when I started learning this category, a big level that I'd often forget eggs in, would be Bentley. Just because the eggs are literally on the way to the end of the level, and it's very easy to just zone out in the middle of a run.
If you switch between categories, you just forget eggs all the time. That one that I just got in the little pool is another one that is very easy to forget. Alright. Little proxy to get up to Sheila slightly quicker. There's an egg in this area. There's 2 eggs here. There's one that's just up in this little room, and then there's one for a whole mini game with some blowing up some sandcastles. That sandcastles egg is the last egg that got like removed from the route for being too slow. We used to do it for a long time, but it got replaced with a slightly harder but faster egg later in the game.
Yeah, that's often an egg recommended to most people learning the game. It's a very simple and consistent egg to get. And it's only a couple seconds slower than Sun Seeds, which we just did earlier in Cloud Spires.
Consistent unless the game crashes, which
exactly.
is a risk on that challenge.
Yeah, Spyro 3 is kind of kept together by duct tape in some areas, so luckily most of the game crashes, there's ways around to make them more consistently not happen.
Yeah, it's more of a concern in 117% runs, which is like the max completion category for this game. There's not really much risk of that in this. Do a strat there where you kind of get 3 of the boxes right away and then just sit on where one of them's going to respawn. And then this water tunnel is notorious for casual players for just being impossible to control. Feels really bad when you fail this. It's like being a kid again.
Yeah. I haven't failed it in quite some time, but I'm always wary of... I feel like if I let this minigame think that I'm scared, it will make me miss an input. But yeah, there's no real trick we do there. It's just as intended.
The controls just have a bit of like delay before you actually start moving.
But yeah, now we're getting the final homeworld required egg. So this is basically the egg that will get us to unlock the balloon to be able to go to Midday Gardens. But before that, we'll be fighting the first boss fight.
Yeah, Fady's got a bit of an early lead, but there's a lot of variance in this run, so... Honestly, though, nothing catastrophic so far for either of us.
Like, Sunny Villa was the main one, but even then, you can just run through. It's not the worst. I rarely cutscene crash there, but it's always something I have to look out for. Oh, as I say it.
Far out. Yeah, there's a kind of annoying thing when playing on PS2. Some of the loading screens can just kind of hang. Yeah,
because we play on fast disk speed, which is like an option you can use on your PS2s. If you do it on standard disk speed, you won't really have any worry about cutscene crashing. But since we do play on FDS, it essentially means we pretty much have to play on slim consoles, as the fatter, older versions of the PS2 will typically always cutscene crash. Luckily, you can get around it on slims by just opening the disc tray, but on the older PS2s, there's not much way around it.
So yeah, this boss fight can be completely manipulated and cheesed. He won't charge himself off the edge, and so by standing right at the edge of the arena, it just makes him stop moving before he gets to you. And then by turning the camera to not face him, he'll never do his like flame attacks.
Yeah, because there's a total of 4 boss fights in this game. This is the only boss fight we actually play that has no elements of RNG. It's basically just rinse and repeat.
Sometimes it feels like RNG when you just randomly get squashed.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
All right, so now we are entering our second homeworld here, and we were doing another swim and air, like you saw earlier in Sunrise Spring. But firstly, we'll just be getting this egg underwater. And it's a rather unique and often frustrating swim and air we're doing here, where we're pushing Spyro's hitbox through the bridge and the water plane to be able to access out of bounds. There we go, yeah. It has some issues sometimes. Right there, I really got stuck in the... Because oftentimes, it's a trick that is very feel-based, I would consider. So it is a trick that new runners typically hate doing. There is a backup, which is a little bit slower, but once you get the hang of it, it's not the worst trick in the world, because you can rinse and repeat it.
Do a thing there where I shoot a fireball at the target that unlocks Enchanted Towers, and then immediately get the egg during the... Like, normally it plays a little cutscene where you can't move. But if you swim into the egg right as it initiates, you kind of overlap the cutscenes and save some time.
So yeah, this is the second side character level where we're skipping into. Sergeant Bird normally requires 700 gems to unlock, but since we have the swim area and we're already out of bounds, we can access the portal underneath. And unlike Sunrise Spring, which has the indicators of where the portals are, from here on, the portals don't actually have the hitbox itself. It will just have an area where you have to access it, so we pretty much have to memorize where that portal is.
Sergeant Bird can be a bit weird to control. Normally he has tank controls, so you like press right and he'll like turn to face right. But by holding both strafe buttons, you lock his direction, which means you can, like, he's more controllable and moves a bit faster.
But yeah, a rather simple level, another escort mission.
Any time for a quick donation?
Yeah,
sure,
go for it.
Yeah.
Cool. Rightio. We have a $15 donation from Moneybags. The sorceress has asked me to keep this donation locked up. I suppose I could accidentally let a free for a small fee.
Always the small fee.
And then we had a $15 donation from Muso for Hire. Shout outs to all the awesome jazz musicians the runners are saving. Miles, Coltrane, and my personal favourite, Thelonious. Put this towards naming Link Ibis. Keep those donations rolling in.
Speaking of Thelonious. Yeah, so it looks like I just pulled a bit further ahead there. Fady got the thief in the homeworld there. I will get it a bit later. It's just a slight route difference.
I mean, he will actually pull further ahead there because I just missed the proxy.
Yeah.
Luckily, in this level, the backup route is pretty consistent and it doesn't lose a ton of time.
Oh, I missed the other one, though.
But yeah, you're probably noticing a theme here. Spyro 3 is very proxy heavy. And so there's like 3 types, which is like the corpse proxy, which is often, the animation proxy, which pretty much is usually exclusive just to Boar. And there's also a squeeze proxy, which we will probably be doing after this level here. Oh, that's unlucky. I got a thing there known as stutter jump.
Oh, no.
Which is a really fun Spyro 3 mechanic where if you're at the very edge of a platform and you try charging off, basically you'll get like a half-height jump. It'll completely just kill the momentum.
Alright, so I'm going to go for that squeeze proxy that Fady just mentioned from this boulder. Nice. Gets me up here, and I can just get the drop right in here. Don't have to take the big, like, path around the side. Oh, no. Okay, that was weird.
Yeah, because basically the reason proxies even work in the first place, it's almost like a soft lock prevention mechanism, where essentially it's just ejecting you out to make sure if you're not in terrain that you're supposed to be. But we're basically abusing that mechanic to give us heights that the developers never intended.
Gonna get the easiest swim in air in the game here. You just swim up to the edge of that waterfall and press square and you have swim in air. And now this egg here looks a bit weird. There's a thief that normally spawns after you get this egg here, the end of level egg. But before the thief spawns, its egg is just like stored under that bridge. And if you're swimming, you can just swim into it and collect it before the thief ever appears. Which is really good because that's a very annoying thief to chase. Alright, and since I got that fireball shot on Enchanted Towers earlier, I can just go straight in. Normally, the intended way is hunters like standing outside there and you have to spit a rock at the target, but usually you would just use the fireball power up anyway, even if you didn't get that trick earlier. Enchanted Towers is very short level in this category. We're just getting, when all of the mini games and stuff are really slow and long. So just going to get this egg here and then straight to the end of level. I will give a slight volume warning. I don't know how it's going to go through on the sound system here at PAX, but should have heard it at DreamHack. We're going to flame some rockets here, and they're going to blow up this statue. The sound effect of it blowing up is very, very loud for some reason, so enjoy that. Yeah,
from what I've heard, it's them trying to create an echo effect, but instead of that, they just sample the noise over top of each other. So the echo effect really doesn't come through. It's just essentially destroys your ears.
Yeah. All right, now I'm going to grab that thief that Fady got after Sergeant Bird. I think, as far as I'm aware, the way I do it is slightly faster, but it's a little riskier just because it's harder. It's easy for him to like get away from you. Whereas the setup out of Sergeant Bird's base is very, very easy. Oh yeah, another jazz musician here. Mr. Mingus.
Whereas my egg, I don't think Peanut was a famous jazz musician by any means.
It's just too deep of a cut for you, yeah. Alright, Icy Peak is impossible. This level's really hard. Just lots of very tight jumps.
Yeah, this is the level I basically say is just annoying at every level of play. Beginners hate it.
Oh, that's a stutter jump.
Yeah, so another stutter jump happened there, and it's really annoying on ICP because you need a really good charge jump and a glide and also a nice hover to be able to skip to the very end because they've made it just out of reach, but
that's another one. Oh. My God, I'm going to run out of lives.
I've just missed the platform there.
There we go, okay. Probably still save time over going through the level normally. Icy Peak is really long. Okay. I bonked on the egg there, that's great. Thankfully you don't lose lives for dying in this area. Okay. So we get the red thief first, and it kind of breaks the yellow thief's AI, so you can do this. You just kind of stand next to him and flame, and then tap a camera button, and he'll respawn on top of your flame. It's very cool.
Yeah, this is pretty much the only, the main instance that where we use a trick called charge gliding. Doesn't have much application in Spyro 3. It's often a trick you'll see used plenty throughout Spyro 1, but we're essentially just using it to climb the stairs.
I'm going to do the safe route here, I think. I'm not super confident about my wall glide plots, so I'm going to do a route that I wouldn't do in like actual attempts. Go for the egg on the island first. It loses about 4 seconds, but one of the jumps here I've been struggling with in attempts recently, so this will probably be better for me. Oh, no, not if I can't do the cannon jump. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So yeah, we're basically just using the turret of the cannon to, for some reason it actually has a part that you can jump on. So I just did the little flop there, which I'm surprised I got first try. Can be extremely annoying. But yeah, pretty neck and neck at this point, but we are about to enter probably the hardest home world in 100 Egg, which is Evening Lake.
Let's head on.
I've only got 2 lives, so I only get 1 attempt at Firefly.
I think I got 4
2
lives.
attempts, I guess. 2
Yeah.
attempts. So there's after this boss, there will be the first level of the next home world. There'll be a trick at the start that's very difficult, kills a lot of runs. I don't know what Fady's plan is. I'll go for it until I have 1 life left, but I've only got 2 lives, so that's
Yeah,
only 2 attempts.
I think my plan will just be typically do 2 death abuses for it. If I miss it, just carry on.
Yeah. It saves like 35 seconds or something, so it's worth retrying in attempts. Like, you have to fail it a few times before it becomes slower than just going through normally. But in a race, it's a little different.
All right, I've got good RNG there. Typically, you only get 3 lava rocks there to shoot at the boss. But essentially, such a bird can drop items, and they will stay until the second phase of the boss fight begins. Because this boss fight is split up into 3 phases, with lava rocks, red ammunition, and then the blue ammunition at the end. So it requires 9 hits to defeat. It is a rather interesting boss fight too, because he, in the any percent category, he actually only takes 6 hits to defeat. And that's because, for some reason, Spyro 3, they decided to add a system called adaptive difficulty, where the game starts on normal mode, and essentially, through collecting certain eggs and also maybe dying in certain times in minigames, you can either lose difficulty or go up to a higher difficulty. And in any percent, we stay on the normal mode difficulty until Spike, but at this point in the game in 100 Egg, we're definitely on the hard mode difficulty. Doesn't really have much impact on gameplay for the most part, but there'll be little instances here and there. But yeah, about to enter the most notorious level, I'd say, in 100 Egg.
Yeah.
Even if you get Firefly, it's not a cakewalk from there.
Good old reset point, like half an hour into the run. I'll try it one more time. I got a bad movement on the Firefly there.
Oh, I also got one where he just didn't move.
Ah, okay. Well, so I was going to, what I was trying to do was to get up onto that ledge that I got pretty close to there.
Oh, I ended up getting it. Okay,
oh,
very nice.
Okay, that's a big time save for Fady. Because it lets you skip the whole like escort section with Greta. There's all this movement through the level. Because other than Noodles, the one I just got, all the eggs are like at the end of the level pretty much. So, yeah.
Another instance where we're going to be entering a side characters minigame early. This one is Agent 9, who we don't actually even unlock in this run. But this is the only instance where we play as Agent 9 in the run. And essentially in this section, we're going to be abusing a tactic known as like strafing, where for some reason there's an unintended side effect where if you hold one of them and then just mash either L1 or R1, doesn't matter which one you use for which, you can essentially gain a ton of speed. I'm getting unlucky here with the ninjas, but that's okay. I can just get this Firefly just to give me a bit more of a boost.
That was Ninja HQ skip. I just used a bomb to damage boost up onto this ledge and skip the whole area. It's not a huge time save because you have to take some time to like set it up, but it's still like 5 seconds or something.
Any time for more donations?
Yeah,
Sure, I'm just going to be, yeah, we're just going to be doing the same thing that each other just did. So.
Okay, rightio. We had $20 from Hunter. I think I see something shiny over on that ledge over there. Proceeding with eye emoji. This was already taken care of by Tech, but $15 from Nadira saying turn up Fody, Fody's volume, please.
Fody.
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 Okay, new nickname.
Yeah, I know. We had $3.14 from Mr. Donuts saying, I like donuts. Gotta get that pie in there. And then we had a $50 donation from limlong/fruity. I couldn't volunteer at PAX this year, but a dono is good enough. Good luck with the run, lads, and happy birthday, Fady.
Oh.
And then we also had a $10 cash donation. Just to give everyone a heads up, we are less than $100 from the 11K mark.
Awesome.
So keep those donations rolling in.
Thanks for what?
Oh, we're very close.
Yeah, there's often an unintended side effect when you get Firefly is it's really easy to forget the Noodles egg. Because I feel like when you're starting out, you typically don't get Firefly very often.
I think we both failed the Agent 9 entry as well.
Yeah, no.
Which is very rare.
It's a very easy skip to get. Like, even the newest runners can get that skip, but if you're just a little bit awkward on your glide entry, it can be something you can miss.
I'm going to go for a thing here where I skip the escort mission. I don't know if you're going for that as well.
Yeah, I'll just get this fodder, because I'm not very good at the flame charge setup for it.
Nice.
Ooh,
Use the enemy to boost up onto the boat there.
I had a very awkward setup, but it's a little bit lenient. There's a fair amount of setups that can work there.
And then we Death Abuse, and it just makes Crazy Ed teleport to the end of the level. And so we can just skip the whole escort. You obviously lose a life, and it puts you on Gold Sparks, which will lose a little bit of time later to a different trick, but it does save time. Oh, you're an up goer for this.
Yeah, so there's not much difference between the two routes here. It's pretty much the same. I do a slightly slower version of what's seen in World Record, but it's just something I find consistent.
Nice.
All right, so I didn't get a trick, which is Zombie, which basically is tricking the game into thinking we're dead if we pause right at the time we get our last hit. That might have worked.
Oh, do you not have vibration?
So my controller vibration is very dull, so it can be a bit awkward. Luckily, that's not a big deal if I do miss Zombie. There is a backup. It's a little bit slower, but it's nothing that will kill the run by any means.
But yeah, that's how I have swim in air right now. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so one of the side effects of Zombie is that you can't change your swim state while you have Zombie. So if you're swimming, you can't stop swimming, and if you're not swimming, you'll just fall through water. So since we get Zombie and then leave Lost Fleet, which puts us automatically in the swim state, we just are stuck swimming until we Death Abuse, pretty much, which is what we did on the fire.
Yeah, luckily as well, after the Death Abuse, it doesn't put you back in the normal state. It just assumes, well, you died in the swim state, so you should be stuck in the swim state.
Because you get a checkpoint after getting the egg, and that saves whether you're swimming or not. And so after you respawn, even if you're not in water, you'll be swimming. Oh.
Missed the Bentley portal, which is always a bit awkward. I think it's...
Yeah, there are two portals very close to each other down here, and you want to get into one of them and avoid the other.
That's a very easy portal to get into. Just sometimes I just... Because you basically just use a visual cue of the vase, and it just swims straight down from the vase. That was just an awkward moment for me.
All right, we're just going to be walking here, so if there's any more donations or anything you want to read, feel free.
I don't have any new donations, but we do have a few incentives for the next run coming up. We have the Deus Ex Save Kill Job. Currently, Save Job is at $20, not 20%. I don't know what I'm reading. It's early in the morning here. We also have the other Save Kill for Anna Navera, which has no donations whatsoever. So we would love to see those donations for those ones come in. And we are also raising money for Game On Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. If you would like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com. That is donate.ausspeedruns.com. If you are here in the audience and you have a bit of cash to spare, you can also make a cash donation over at the runner's desk to the side. And if you are in the Twitch chat, any tips and subscriptions that happen during the course of the event will also, all the revenue from that will also go towards Game On Cancer.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that was Bentley's outpost. Not a huge amount to say there. Bentley doesn't really have much movement tech. There's spin jumps you can do, which Fady's attempting right now.
That's a rare thing for me to miss, but sometimes.
Yeah, I don't go for that. I struggle with that a lot. All right, Frozen Altars. The gimmick of this one is that you get Ice Breath instead of Flame Breath. We're going to go for a proxy at the start here. I think we do different routes here as well.
Yeah.
But this one's not too difficult, but it's really punishing to miss. So, fingers crossed. Good. So I'm going to head up to this egg and then do a Death Abuse to respawn back here after the next egg. Which is why I got a 1-up in the last level, like a skill point in the last level. Probably not worth overall, but...
All right, I'll also get the proxy, but yeah, I don't do the Death Abuse route, so I will just be getting this egg early and then going back towards Jasper.
And then everyone's favorite minigame. Do some boxing, play some Tekken. So I'm just trying to corner him so I can set up a stun lock. Which I'm not getting.
Yeah, it's not a major RNG section of the run, but it does. The Yeti can sometimes just have very aggressive RNG, which is always interesting when you get it.
Yeah, 36 is not horrible. I like to get over 40 if possible, but it's, yeah, sometimes you just can't.
You might see my head bobbing here. This is just a habit of mine where it just to get the rhythm down.
What song's in your head right now?
Oh, God. Something to do with pain. All right, I'm getting some weird RNG here on the Yeti. But yeah, I've caught him in now, so it should be fine. Ooh.
There are 2 boxing minigames. You can do the second one. It's like borderline not worth in this category if you do it really well. Oh.
24 with 1 hit point remaining is a really bad Bentley boxing. Luckily, I didn't die there because, yeah, if you do die there, you just have to do the round over again. It can be very frustrating. I didn't expect it to be that bad, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So yeah, Dak's definitely got a decent lead right now, but even Midnight Mountain...
a lot. Charmed Ridge is...
Yeah, we've got Charmed Ridge coming up.
I've had a couple PBs recently that have lost a lot of time in this level coming up, so...
Just a heads up, we have hit $11,000.
Yeah, let's go.
Keep those donations rolling in. Am I right to do some donation readouts while I'm at it?
Yeah, go for it.
Rightio, we had $7 from Stupid Puff Sheep. Shoutouts to Qpie the Cat, the real winner of the race.
We love Keefy.
Let's go.
We have a $30 anonymous donation. Looking forward to the Deus Ex run. Let's go full pacifist and save Anna. We also have $50 from Brodro Clown, save Anna Navira. And then we have a $50 donation from the Enforcers. It's been a great weekend of runs. Let's keep going. Your friends in the yellow.
I just went for something that I probably shouldn't have with 0 lives and game over, so
yes.
I've just lost a lot of time.
It's the main instance of a Sproder in this run. There can be one in Bamboo Terrace, depending on a routing change. But essentially, Sproders, which is a combination of Spyro and Spider-Man, were essentially just like basically clinging onto the wall and essentially just charging and gliding over and over again. It's a big mechanic in Spyro 2 because of the double jump mechanic. In Spyro 3, it's very niche, but it is used a little bit. So yeah, game overs can be very deadly in this category. It's not the worst thing to happen, but it will lose a decent amount of time.
I can't do this. Okay, I have to go the other way. Shit. Haven't failed that in quite a while. So to fail that twice in a row is very, very frustrating.
This is a very annoying spin jump where we're basically turning around and basically using the momentum of the spinning animation to be able to get on higher platforms. For some reason on the mushrooms, it's quite a bit more difficult than other ones. And for some reason, I'm really struggling with it right now. And what I'm doing there is a boost off the mushroom. We're essentially charging at the very last moment while on the bounce animation. And essentially we can boost ourselves up to get to higher platforms before intended. Because normally this is just a very long wraparound, but we do that twice. But we spin jump on the mushroom and then use that boost to get up to a higher platform. So I'm struggling with it right now. Yeah, I'm very much struggling with it. There we go.
You've been doing great.
Can be a little bit awkward. Normally it's not that bad though.
Once I actually get into the area, I get everything first try.
Yes, that's brought it back at night.
So frustrating.
Oh, I got another. I don't even think that was a stutter jump. I just think I just simply fell off the edge, which is a bit awkward, but that's okay. All right, going to be going for a risky strat here, which is a prophecy off this cat. Just skips basically the animation of the door opening, and you don't have to run all the way around to go to the world. All right, we both get it there. It's not the hardest proxy there because you don't need too much height, but it is a little bit scary.
Yeah, there is a much harder way to skip that cutscene that saves a decent bit of time, but is very risky, so neither of us going for that.
But yeah, a very even race at this point, but we could see a big disadvantage for either of us because we're entering the main RNG portion of the run, which is the Scorch boss fight. The attacks themselves on Scorch don't have too much differences in terms of getting hits on Scorch. The main RNG component is you either get red rockets or green rockets from Bentley. And okay, I don't get a cutscene crash there. And essentially red rockets, you get 50 ammunition. The rockets don't hone in, but they deal 1 hit damage. Green rockets, you only get 1 green rocket and they do the same amount of damage as red rockets. For some reason, they just didn't give it an extra kill power. So I got green rockets, so basically at this point I just take the 1 hit of damage with the green rocket and hope to get red rockets next from Bentley. Alright, so I got a second try, that's not too bad. Only loses about 10 seconds per red rocket weight, so if Scorch is a little bit nice to me, it won't be too much time loss. Ooh. Right there, Scorch is doing a lightning ball attack. It essentially drops his shield much quicker than the other attacks he does. And right after I get the fireball guy, which is the longest wait time for his shield to drop. So there's like little components of RNG in this fight, but mostly we're just looking for the red rockets.
I had a pretty good fight, actually. Can't complain about that.
But yeah, we're entering the last homeworld now, so the end of level eggs won't be required to basically get to another homeworld, but they are very quick. So pretty much any level we enter, we're going to be using the end level NPCs.
Spyro.
If there's any more donations, this is also a good time to...
Sure thing. We have a $54 donation from Ghost and Anna. I love watching speedrunners break one of my favorite games from my childhood. Makes for a good laugh. Keep up the good work. We have a $15.92 donation from Tara saying, my name is Tara. Wow. Just continuing Mr. Donut's pie donation. And we have a $6.66 donation from Laurie saying 1/100th of the number of the best. We also have a $6.09 donation from Provo saying $6.09. Ha!
Oh,
Funny number. Good luck, Fady.
This is a very even race at this point.
Yeah, we just synced. I was a bit slow on the swim air there, but we got the sync back.
Because yeah, there's a swim air at the start there. We're basically getting pushed in from that gem that Wizard spawns in. There is a much slower swim in air that we can get. So because we basically only get 2 tries at that trick. Because after that, it sort of gets misaligned, and we just have to do a swim in air later in the level.
Oh yeah, this guy's talk box is enormous. That's just a thing. Ah.
Yeah, so Dak went for something there, which is the turtle proxy. It's a trick I don't do in my runs, but it saves a bit of time as you don't have to go down the slide. You can just glide all the way to the end.
Also gives you a nice... oh, what?
Oh, interesting.
I am finding all of the very weird things to fail today.
Yeah, because we basically skip a section of that slide. They basically...
Oh, I don't know why I went for that. It wouldn't have worked.
Where we just sort of slide off the edge. But sometimes it can be a little bit weird. But yeah, out of this level, we do another section where we get a thief very quickly. Essentially trying to get the thief to wrap around back to where he came from. So get to the right and then go back to the left. So the level we're entering now, Desert Ruins, this is basically has the newest egg that we're doing in the route, because there's a minigame Shark Riders that originally wasn't in the route, that Sandcastles was instead. But through a quicker route, and there's also a proxy that was recently discovered, makes it about 14 seconds quicker than Sandcastles, so it's a very quick egg with all that factored in. So yeah, another proxy there. That's probably one of the easier proxies in the game, which is Scorpion Proxy.
Yeah, you don't even need to press any buttons for that. You just walk around the side of it. And
I say that and then I miss nice. The one up there. So yeah, we can skip into that level using the Scorpion Proxy.
Also, this is a legally distinct Lara Croft. Her name's Tara.
Cool. It was about to have a very good Shark Riders there. That's still pretty good.
Just watch out for the Shark Riders.
Yeah, essentially the cycles for the sharks are determined by how quickly you end up talking to Hunter. So you pretty much just have to make sure you're moving there as crisp.
Nice.
All right, so this was a proxy that was only discovered not like very recently in terms of a speedrun context. Because we originally thought you'd have to run around the whole way, but essentially, for some reason, with those two enemies so close together to each other, you get launched at a much higher velocity than you would normally, just with a normal Scorpion proxy. There's not much to say for this section. It's just essentially Sheila, but a side scroller.
Yeah. Get to enjoy the nice music.
I've always thought of this section as like sort of a homage to the Crash 2D side-scroller sections. You're also playing as an Australian animal, so it checks out. That's an interesting egg we get here at the end of the level. It's actually locked behind that enemy. So if you don't flame that enemy or charge into it, essentially that egg cannot be collected. It's very rare to see it in Spyro 3, but it does happen with a couple of eggs.
I don't remember how many lives I have. If I have more than 0, I'll do a egg death abuse here, but I got 1. Oh, nice bonk. So it's slightly faster to egg death abuse there than to watch the egg cutscene and then take the whirlwind back.
So I was trying to get an early door there, which basically you get on that door as it's going down. So now I have to wait for this.
Oh,
unfortunate. That's okay. Just wait for the door to go back again. Because you're not supposed to stand on this, but since it has collision, you can get on this and then also just go straight to the end of the level.
Nice.
I see you.
Have to be careful in this level because you can't just mash the text boxes. You have to actually choose a dialogue option, and it's a different one for each of the NPCs, and it's never the top one. So you have to be careful.
So yeah, we can skip this slide here using a visual on the floor. And essentially can get to this section earlier as the slide mechanic is not present. I was going for something called Mummy Proxy there, which is a very awkward sort of proxy. Doesn't save a whole lot of time, but definitely is helpful. All right, we're going to another notorious minigame. New runners hate this, which is tanks, and it's split up into Tanks 1 and Tanks 2.
New runners hate this, old runners hate this.
Yeah, it's not a...
The first.
So yeah, another riddle there we have to solve. Don't really have to solve it though once you just have the muscle memory down. Okay, I'm not having a great time on these tanks. So that first tank section isn't too bad, but this is the one that's very notorious. It goes up from 4 tanks to destroy to 10 tanks.
That you need much more to win the championship.
Feels like I'm coping, but sometimes it feels like I just destroy tanks and it can just like phase through. It's most likely cope.
Oh my god, I died. There we go. Alright, that was actually pretty good.
That was.
So yeah, I had a very sloppy tanks 1, so Dak's taking a nice little lead here. Oh. Also having a sloppy tanks 2, but that's okay.
Alright, we're coming into the last level, in fact, before the final boss. I think we may also be doing slightly different routes here. Just different egg order, because I'm going for a kind of newly discovered trick. It's only a very, very small time save, though. Alright, 96 is the correct egg count there, so
yeah,
neither of us have missed anything.
Oh, I did the same mistake there.
Hey, nice. Yeah, realizing that you've missed an egg like late in the run is just the worst feeling. So you don't need to go through the normal path in this level. You can do some out-of-bounds shenanigans instead. Proxy up here. And then I'm going to go... Oh, no, I'm not. If I can't get over here. Might have got that. Oh, I didn't get it. What I was trying to do there is enter this water tunnel in a particular way where I kind of carry some momentum in. And that allows me to like swim past the guy at the start without triggering his text. If you can do that, it saves a couple seconds, but it only takes like a second to attempt, so it's not a big deal if I miss it.
That was some. Well.
Yeah, Dynamine's tunnel isn't. It's similar to Seashell Shore. It's not the hardest once you know the patterns, but you can feel very silly if you miss. if you end up hitting something. So yeah, Dax definitely got a nice advantage here, but Sorceress can be an often tricky boss fight.
Yeah, Sorceress has a lot of variants. It's really difficult to do well as well. Like it takes a lot of practice to get good at. The patterns are like, well, there's only so many patterns you can get. So if you know how to execute them, you can do pretty well, but it takes a lot of practice. I was hoping for maybe a one-up there just in case, but all right.
You did it!
Because yeah, essentially with our sparks level, we're just trying to make sure we're yellow sparks. Because if we go down to blue sparks, it's fine. If we go down to green sparks, it becomes very bad. I actually just got an extra life there, so that helps a lot.
Saved a little bit of time. But yeah, opening that door into the boss was the reason for getting 100 eggs. Like, there is a way to get in here without opening that door, but that's the thing that's banned in this category.
Because yeah, Sorceress just has a decent amount of pattern recognition. So essentially, I'm just trying to see where the starting turret will drop. So I see there's an E turret, I see there's a C turret. There's no A and B in the distance, and A and B can't be the first turrets, so it has to be the D turret. It's a very nerdy boss fight.
If you didn't understand any of that, that's fine.
Yeah. It's a very nerdy one.
Yeah. Oh my god, hit her.
Alright, so we're going to be attempting something.
I missed.
It's good.
Oh, I failed UFO skip. It's over.
So yeah, UFO skip, we're basically just trying to avoid having to use the UFO vehicle, because the tank vehicle is so much better for destroying the Sorceress. She's not... I was doing something safe here where waiting for her to stop to set up UFO skip, but...
Oh, I didn't wait long enough. Oh my god. I tried to go for like the backup UFO skip where you just wait, but I apparently didn't wait long enough. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do the very slow last
No!
race, yeah. Oh, so it's funny.
This comes down to the wire.
Nah, you've got this, surely. Unless I have a god UFO face. No, I don't. Okay. Ah, man. This fight is so impossible.
Oh no! Yeah, Sorceress normally never goes this poorly, but it's one of those boss fights that has that sort of ability to do that. And now I'm on green sparks, so Agent 9 will be dropping sheep, which makes it a bit harder for me. Okay, I got a UFO eventually.
Alright, time soon. I've got one more hit. And
Time.
Oh my god!
I don't know, that generally could have been saved time.
Look at this thing!
That is insane. So I think I just got it in time.
That is incredible. I don't even know. I can't tell.
Wow. And it was
Well done.
Yeah. GG's.
It was closer, but I can't hit the button fast
Yeah,
enough
no.
for it.
I'm sorry to everyone who was hoping for one of us to win.
Yeah. That is essentially the same time.
57. Yeah. Oh, that's including the intro, so
Yeah.
like 57 flat or so. Man.
But yeah.
Not a great time from either of us, but I'm happy with how the race ended.
Yeah. It's about like 5 minutes behind our PBs essentially, but
Yeah.
I'm not mad about that in a marathon race.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you for that. That
Congratulations.
was really
Very
fun.
nice.
If anyone's interested in running a Spyro game, Spyro Speedrunning Discord is very active. There's a lot of runners.
Yeah.
Come speak to one of us, I guess.
And 100 egg is a very accessible category, so anyone has any questions about the run, feel free to ask.
Yeah.
I should go make sure he's not in more trouble.
Rightio, coming up next we have the Deus Ex Any Percent User I&I Edits run with Grubby. Stick around and we'll be back.
I will most certainly inform you.
What a run. That was so close at the end there. So close that I couldn't hit the button fast enough to get the times. We did have a donation towards the end of that run. $21 from Sonneveld. Good luck, Grubby. Please unalive Jock. I don't know who Jock is. Speaking of incentives, that will put Kel Jock in front by a singular dollar. So if you want to save Jock, you need to donate now before it shuts off. We also have Save and Kill Anna and Navira. Save Anna is currently in front in $80, whereas Kill Anna is $0. So if you want to see some slaughtering here, you need to donate now. Speaking of donations, we are raising money for Game on Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. If you would like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com. That is donate.ausspeedruns.com. Or if you are here in the audience and you have a bit of cash to spare, you can also make a cash donation at our runner's desk to the side. For anyone who is joining us in Twitch, who is not currently here in the audience, but still, it helps. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. For a quick side note about Twitch, any Twitch bits and subscriptions, revenue raised from that will also go towards Game on Cancer. For anyone who is here at PAX 2024, we are participating in the Penny Arcade Pin Quest. If you would like to purchase a Speedle pin, you may also do so in person at the runner desk to the side. Just as a quick note, the Speedle pin is a card-only transaction. We can't accept cash for that one. During the last run, we did hit $11,000. I want to see that hit 12. I so do want to see that hit 12. Can we make it by the end of the run? I hope we do. Speaking of donations, we had a $100 anonymous donation. Do not let Anna make it. Which means the slaughtering is currently in front. We just had a $25 donation from Rosie and Wesley. Deus, excellent. We are your biggest fans. As a quick heads up, the first incentive to close off will be the Anna Navira save kill incentive. The save kill incentive for Jock will happen towards the end of the run. So if you want to see if you want to see some saving of Anna Navira, you need to get this in soon. We did have a couple cash donations come in. We have $2 for Spare Jock. That's now sitting in front because of that those $2. We also had a $5 cash donation come in as well. No comment on that one. We have been given the thumbs up. So with the Deus Ex any % user INI edits run with Grubby, take it away.